Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino coming at you again today with yet another video and yet another contest entry video. When I saw Americana Sam St. John had a contest going, I had to jump in on it. I haven't done one in a long time, but when I saw he had one, I wanted to support him out and help his channel out. And this is in recognition of his 5 years on YouTube. So what an accomplishment. Congratulations, Sam. Very cool that you got to this point. And hopefully you'll get some subscribers and that from this and build you up even more to keep you going for that next 5 years here. So, but just a great guy, really great person. One of those people I know, I'll have his video linked down below. He mentions, there's several other YouTubers out there that, he knows kind of in person, has chats with in person, not just through comments on YouTube, and I would think I might be considered one of those. I'm not sure. I know him and I are friends on Facebook and Instagram and all that, and we'll chat back and forth here and there, and I'd love to meet him in person someday. So but anyways, let's get on with his contest after the intro. So celebrating his 5th year on YouTube, he's got 5 prompts that we're going to do here, and this is going through until January 5th. So again, the 5 there, 2026 though. We're going to throw it off a little with the 6 there, because we're going into from 2025 into 2026. So January 5th of 2026, that'll be when this contest is running through. And it sounds like he is going to give out $50. He kind of wants to get it at least to your local record shop if possible. But that is the thing, and it's $50 US, so whatever your currency is elsewhere in the world, that'll be convert $50 US to whatever yours is, and that's what he's giving away as the prize here. But anyways, let's get going with the first prompt on this, and it is show an active artist who hasn't released an album for 5 or more years. And so not anybody dead, anything like that. They've got to be actively out there touring or something like that, contributing to other artists' albums, something like that. And I always try to make these as Beatle-y as possible, so I'm gonna bend a couple of rules on a couple of these, but you'll see as we go. But the first guy that came to mind, we're not quite at the 5 years, so like I said, I'm gonna bend a couple of rules, but we're just a few weeks away, as you're seeing this video. By the time the contest is over, we will be over 5 years. But let me find it here. So as I said, I like to go as Beatle-y as possible. I'm gonna pull out McCartney 3 as his last one. So this is almost 5 years in the making, and supposedly he is working on, well, not supposedly, I know it's pretty solidly announced, he's working on his next album, which hopefully should be out in 2026. So we'll put about a 5-year span on this, but that will be, and of course Paul is active. I mean, both Sam and I just saw him on the Got Back tour. I saw him in Minneapolis, Sam saw him in Columbus. Of course he's still active. He's out there, he's touring at 83 years old. Wow, God bless him. I think I got my Minneapolis poster you should be able to see up there. I'm going to proudly point that out. As this is the first video, you should be seeing that in there. But yeah, my Minneapolis poster is up in the background there now. And let's see, what version did I pull out here? I just grabbed one off the shelf. I think I know what it is. I think this is just the standard black, which is probably the rarest version of McCartney 3, because everybody went for those colored versions. But yes, there is McCartney 3. Okay, and keeping it Beatle-y, and again, kind of bending some rules, because I'm not sure if he meant studio albums only or what, but the next prompt is show a 5th album in an artist's discography. And this one I had to use. First off, I just got this really cool version of it, and I'm going to pick George as my Beatle to pick on for this 5th prompt. And this really works out good, because there's 4 Beatles, but as the Beatles as an entity, we got 5 things. So, and again, holding my 5 up there with my hand, well, we got so beautifully done with Living in the Material World, we got 5. And people might be going, wait a second, Beatle Dustino, Living in the Material World was his 4th album. Well, no, it's not. Because we had Wonderwall Music, Electronic Sound, All Things Must Pass. So there we got 3 so far. So where is that 4th one to make this the 5th? Well, that's Concert for Bangladesh. So I'm going to put that in between here, making this the 5th album. So there we go. Plus, I mean, it's just so perfect with the hand there and everything. This has got to be representing my 5 for the Beatles on that. Okay, the third prompt is to show the 5th album on your record shelf. And as I'm kind of trying to set this up to be as Beatley as possible, I'm going to go, it's not quite the fifth album on the shelf, but I'm going to go on the shelf, the fifth Ringo album. I'm going to try to get Ringo recognized here. So let me figure out where his fifth album is here. I got my records are right here, all my Beatles stuff. So, well, we're on the third prompt and we're talking about fives. We're going to get Ringo the fourth. That is the fifth one on my Ringo shelf there. And what version of this? Because I'm pretty sure this is a colored vinyl version. It's this gold one. So there we go. But yeah, that will be the fifth album, Ringo the fourth. The fifth album on the shelf, Ringo the fourth. Talking about five things. And we got a 4 there. Okay, and the fourth prompt is going to be I Can't Drive 55. So keeping the fives in there, 55. Show an album you love to listen to in the car. And I was looking at that, trying to keep it as Beatley as possible, and I already used Paul, so Pure McCartney would be a great choice because that was specifically designed to be a road trip album. Well, I got thinking, well, I've already used Paul, I've already used George, I've already used Ringo, and I got the Beatles planned for the last one, so we can't use them. So we got to use John on this. And I'm like, wow, he doesn't really have really great road trip albums. But if I was thinking Pure McCartney as a compilation would be Paul's, I've got a great compilation picked out for John's after I looked at the track list on this. And I know I've listened to this on the car too. But the Give Me Some Truth compilation from 2020. I think this has got some really good road trip music on it. Again, I'm kind of showing which version I pulled out. Well, this wouldn't be the exact version because I would do the 2 CD set or the 4 LP set, which you really can't really play an LP in a car. But I mean, you sure could try, but I don't know if I'd want to. But like Instant Karma, We All Shine On, Cold Turkey, Isolation, Power to the People, Imagine, Jealous Guy, Give Me Some Truth, Come Together, the live version from the 1-to-1 concert, Number 9 Dream, I absolutely love that song, Mind Games, Whatever Gets You Through the Night, Stand By Me, Just Like Starting Over, Beautiful Boy, Darling Boy, Watching the Wheels, Woman, Grow Old With Me, Happy Christmas, War Is Over, and Give Peace a Chance. And that is what is on this this 1 LP version. Add on another 19 tracks to that to get the 2 CD version, the 4 LP version, and I think you've got a pretty good road trip album right there. Okay, and bringing us to the 5th prompt, which is show a $5 record. Show a record that you purchased for $5 or less. I had one, I mean, this immediately when I heard this was one of the prompts, this was the very first record I thought of, because I did pay, and I think I do got my price tag on it, so $4.95, as you can see there, but I got this copy of Beatles, Something New, and this one has got quite a story. I picked this up in Fargo, North Dakota, and sharp-eyed viewers, that's kind of what I was holding this for. Sharp-eyed viewers might see this as a Canadian pressing. I picked this up in Fargo, North Dakota at Orange Records, which is supposed to be a really good record shop in Fargo. I haven't been that impressed with it because I'm into more the used side of a record shop. I love, getting new records, yes, but that is what they more focus on is newer records, which if you're looking for newer records, I'm sure it is a great place, but I'm always looking for used records. So out of their small little used record selection that they had, we did find this. The owner came over and helped me out. I wouldn't have bought this had he not, because it's in pretty rough shape. But after I got home, I didn't even realize that it was that Canadian pressing. This was more like a pity buy. I don't know if this is the correct inner sleeve with it that should have came with that Canadian pressing, but as I did a little more further research, so it's a Canadian pressing, and on top of that, it had this label on it with the person's address, and it is Miss Erla Ashman, 103 Baywater Mount, Leeds 8, Yorkshire, England. So this Canadian pressing Beatles album, which would be based off of the Capitol albums, the US albums, somehow ended up over in England, and from there made its way back to North America and ended up in Fargo, North Dakota, which, I mean, is only like a couple hours from the Canadian border, so not too weird that we see Canadian pressing stuff there, but a Canadian pressed album that did spend some of its life in England, enough so of its life that the person put a label on it. I've always thought, used records, and that's part of why I like buying used records, is I feel like they've got such a story. And I know some people would be afraid to buy a record like this, and this wasn't what made me afraid. It was all the scratches you probably see on it. But like I said, the guy really came and helped me out, and you know, I walked in there kind of expecting something else. Most record shops I'd been to were more primarily focused on the used stuff than the new stuff, and his was completely the opposite. You know, where it's usually most record shops that I've been to are about anywhere between 99 to maybe 95 to 99% used. And his was completely the opposite, where it was about 95, actually probably about 90% new versus 10% used. So, yeah, it was completely flip-flop from what I'm used to. And the guy came over and really helped me dig through the section. He says, I know I got a Beatles in there somewhere, and this is what we found. And yeah, it was quite beat up, but it was $4.95. So that helped. Once I got home and realized the story that this record had, I realized this is almost priceless to me now. So, because I probably won't ever play it because it's so scratched up, but I feel like it's got quite a story, and I think I'm happy to have it sitting in my record collection because of that. Anyways, so those are my 5 prompts, and I hope I kept this short because Sam did specifically say he's hoping that these are 7 minutes or less, as he's wants to watch all of them, plus, you know, keep up with his other stuff that he's watching on YouTube and so forth and so on, and family life and listening to records and all of that. So yes, if you do make a video, try to keep it under 7 minutes there. Hopefully I'm that way. I tend to be a little long-winded. I'm sorry, Sam. So if I'm a little over, please forgive me. But anyways, I'm going to get fully wrap it up. Before I do that, though, once again, I want to thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like if you liked it, and like I always say, if you stuck around to this point, you must like it, so please give it a like, and do leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this video. Please go, if you've got a channel or something going, please go to Sam's channel and make a video to submit to the contest. If you don't, please go watch his video. I'll have it linked in the description below, and leave in the comments what you would put on that for Sam's channel there, what you'd put as your picks on that. Just to give him some engagement in the comments there and all that. But he's a great guy, great channel. Please go check him out. But anyways, I'm going to get fully signing out as I'm trying to keep this short. And I'm Beetle Dustino, signing out.